Hey everybody, welcome to the Solar Sistar channel. It's your girl Solar Sistar coming to you once again with another video. Guys, I wanted to come on here and talk to you about something I've been thinking about. The title of the video, if you are just looking at the surface, you might as well be blind, came about because of what I've been thinking about. And I want to talk to you about it in just a minute. Before we move forward, if you would, go ahead, thumbs up the video, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit the notification bell if you'd like to be made aware of upcoming videos, and feel free to share with anyone you think might benefit. So guys, I've been thinking about a lot of the things that I've been seeing in the media streets for a minute. Being outside of the mess of the West gives you an opportunity to have like a bird's eye view, so to speak. And see some of the things that you might not have been able to see because you were so engrossed in the mess that you couldn't really see it. It's kind of like, when you haven't seen someone in a long time, when you see them, you can notice all of the things that are different about them. Oh, they've lost weight, they've changed their hair, they gained weight, whatever. Whereas the people who have been living with them every day might not have even noticed any of the subtle changes. But because you've been outside and you've now been able to come back and look at this person again, you can now see, a lot of the changes, a lot of the issues, a lot of the things that you did not see before. So this is what I think I'm experiencing right now, which is a good thing. Being able to see the patterns that the media uses when certain things are going on, they're trying to pull your attention away from certain things. So with this January 6th committee stuff that's been going on for the longest, they had to put some things out there for people to focus on other than the issues surrounding this insurrection that happened last year on January 6th. Now, let me go ahead and just take some pressure off of y'all. I want y'all to know that nothing major is going to be done to these people, right? They're going to use a lot of the low-hanging fruit people as an example by putting them in jail. But as far as the people who were higher up in the ranks, they're not going to do anything to those people. So I want y'all to know that. So go ahead, protect your energy. Don't get angry. Just let it be what it is. Not our fight. Let it go. So in order to take focus off of that January 6th debacle that's going on, they had to put out this Roe versus Wade situation so that it could get people in an uproar and a tizzy and focused on all these other things. Y'all, take your energy out of situations that don't involve moving the collective forward. I want y'all to understand you have to think critically in this time. I want y'all to really look at the walking contradiction that we call the U.S. and just take this with a grain of salt. These people who want to say that they're focused on children, good and well, those same people who don't care about children being gunned down can't be the same people who don't want people to abort a baby. They can't be the same people. Come on, y'all. Just be critical. Critically think about what is the agenda behind this. They don't care anything about black or brown babies getting here or not getting here. So let's just get that out there. Focus on the agenda that moves our people forward. And let's just keep the main thing the main thing. Take your energy out of that. Let them do what they're going to do over there. Okay? Now, in the process, here we got this week, we see that the Ghislaine Maxwell sentencing had to come out because that's another way to pull energy from the people who might have been upset about Roe. Okay, now they can focus on this Ghislaine situation. Also, we had the sentencing of R. Kelly, so the people who might have been focused on Ghislaine can now be focused on R. Kelly. Y'all, you see how this is going, right? This is all this is all they do. This is part of the toxicity that people have to deal with in the West. when you're a person who has to constantly see, you know, this story and that story paraded out in the media about this person being gunned down and that person being gunned down, it keeps you focused, keeps your energy focused in a way that kind of paralyzes you into not being able to focus on what is necessary to build up your community and to focus on those things that, like I said, will move the collective forward. Black people have been talking for some time about reparations, and we've been screaming, cut the check, because it's way past time for reparations to be paid to direct descendants of slavery, of slaves in America and everywhere else. It's interesting how money just was found to take care of the Ukraines. Money was just found to give to the Afghans and continues to be given to the Afghans. Money was just found to give to Mexicans who might have been separated from their children at the border. Money was found to compensate them for that loss and the damage that was caused in that year. So just think about the damage that's been caused to generations and generations of black people because wrongs were never righted. People were never compensated for the damages that happened. So this reparations thing, like I said, has been something that has been on the table. People have been talking about for some years. So here we go with the people using California as a testing ground for reparations of some sort. And I say some sort because based on what the task force is doing, they're trying to include other people besides just the black people who are direct descendants of slaves in that reparations package. But we'll see what happens. So that's going on to try to help ease some of the tension about what people are saying about reparations for black people in America. Now, on top of that, we see that the Bruce family issue has been resolved. The Bruce family has been given their property back. And let me get some information. It's Bruce Beach. The name of the couple was, I know the wife's name was like Willa or something like that. It was a couple that lost their land, Charles and Willa Bruce. They in Los Angeles. They purchased land so that they could open a resort for just black people because, of course, black people couldn't go to the beaches, the white beaches. So like black people do, we try to create a solution, you know, for our issue. If we want to go to the beach, they don't want us to go there, we'll create our own resort. So, of course, they created their own resort, but of course could not be left alone. The Klan and everybody else tried to run them out, and eventually the city of Los Angeles ended up taking the land through eminent domain to push them out, claiming that they were going to use it as a park. They never used it as a park. I think some decades went by and it was never used. But they just basically took the land from the Bruces in order to basically cut off their business. So with all that being said, this land has now been given back to the Bruce's great-grandchildren, I think it's great-grandsons. And of course, there are a whole bunch of photo ops available with the governor signing documents and the Congress people signing documents. And this is part of what I want black people to stop doing. Stop allowing people to pull from your energy because they've righted a wrong. Nobody should be given any props because they gave back land that should have remained in your family and should have been able to provide wealth for your family. I think that property is now worth $20 million. Just think about how many generations could have been helped because that property was there. That resort could have grown into something a whole lot larger. They could have bought up more property, you know, as the resort continued to boom and bloom. Think about how much generational wealth could have been generated, you know, throughout those years that the family had the property in their possession. But because the city has decided to do the right thing, now everybody is wanting to take photo ops and all this stuff. Black people, like I said, stop giving your energy to people who should have been doing the right thing anyway. Nobody should get any props for giving you something that should have been paid a long time ago. They own that property 100 years ago. And like I said, think about how much generational wealth was lost because they didn't have that property in their possession. So there are a whole lot of stories like that throughout the U.S. A whole lot of communities that were put underwater because, the city decided, they wanted this particular thriving black community to be gone. So they used it, they put a lake in that community. There's so many stories like that. But because of course, history has been buried and hidden, those stories are just now starting to come out. But guys, again, if you're just looking at the surface, you might as well be blind. Start looking at the message behind what is going on with what happens in the West. Here lately, I think I saw something where Prince Charles was giving some type of apology, to African countries for slavery. We don't want any more apologies if it's not attached with a check. We don't care about your apology. Your apology does not right a wrong. Just like the Jews continue to get checks because of things that happened to them during the Holocaust, we are long overdue for our check. We don't want your apology. We want a check that shows just how sorry you are. We want a check that lets you understand that you are compensating us for wealth that was lost because of treatment that was given to us and continues to be given to us on a regular basis. So y'all, I'm through. But I want y'all to start, like I said, start looking at things deeper. Stop looking at stuff on the surface and thinking people are being nice and giving you something that really should have been yours in the first place. It never should have been taken. I'm going to leave it right there because I've already gone longer than I planned. But guys, like I always say, if you can't do anything else, protect your head space, protect your heart space, and keep your vibration high. Until the next one, guys, it's your girl, Solar Sister.